Today, we're diving into the story of a legendary American car name that's making a comeback, the Hudson Motor Company. But this isn't just about slapping an old badge on a new car. This is about bringing back a very specific, old-school philosophy of industrial precision. And it might just be what the modern car industry needs.
And this quote, which comes directly from the company, pretty much says it all. The new Hudson sees its return not as hitting the reset button, but as picking up a story right where it left off. It's a really powerful way to think about it, and it sets the stage for everything we're about to talk about.
So, to really get what Hudson is trying to do now, you've got to understand where they came from. The original company, well, they really carved out a special place for themselves back in the golden age of American cars.
It all kicked off in Detroit way back in 1909. For almost half a century, Hudson was the name you associated with rock-solid engineering. And then, in 1957, production just stopped. It's that long silence, that interruption, that makes this revival so fascinating.
From the very beginning, this was their whole identity. They were seen as a bastion of American industrial precision. What does that mean? Well, it wasn't just about bolting cars together. It was about a deep, almost obsessive commitment to engineering and craftsmanship that you could actually feel when you drove one.
Okay, so how does a philosophy from the 1950s work today? Well, the new company says that original mindset isn't just some dusty inspiration. It's basically their operating manual for the 21st century.
They're actually calling it the Hudson Engineering Philosophy. And the key word here is continuation. They're not just mimicking the old ways. They believe they are the modern extension of that original workshop mentality, tying what they do today directly to that historical standard. And this is where it all gets real. They have broken their philosophy down into 4 pillars. First, they tune the frame for balance and stiffness before they even think about the car's body. Then, powertrains are calibrated for the character of their response, not just for the highest horsepower number. Third, the controls, the steering, the shifter are all designed so you can understand them by feel alone. And finally, they use honest materials, chosen specifically for how they'll age over decades, not just how they look on day one. It's an incredibly deliberate, driver-first approach.
Now, this is a really crucial point they keep making. This is not about nostalgia. They have no interest in building retro cars. Instead, they view that old-school precision as a working standard, a timeless set of rules that you can and should apply to a totally modern vehicle.
And this idea perfectly sums up who these cars are for. A Hudson is meant to be a precision tool, built for people who can actually appreciate the tiny details. The difference in how a car feels because of its weight distribution or the quality of the materials in the cabin. It's a car for someone who gets it.
Okay, so a philosophy is great, but it's nothing if you don't have the cars to back it up. So let's get to the exciting part, the actual vehicles they're building to prove these ideas work.
First up is the Hornet, their flagship Grand Tourer. It's a perfect showcase of their entire philosophy. See, it's not just it has a V8, it's an American V8 for effortless power and long-range pace. It's rear-wheel drive for unfiltered feedback, and my favorite part, an emphasis on analog tactility, which is a clear shot at all the touchscreen-heavy cars today. This is all about that pure mechanical connection to the road.
Next up is the Roughneck, and this is a really fascinating take on a pickup. They're calling it the working-class truck. Just look at the features. It's a midsize, so it can do serious work without being obnoxiously huge. It comes with 4x4 times standard because a truck should be capable. And get this, hose-out flooring with drain plugs. That is pure, simple, no-nonsense utility. It's a tool built to last and to be used without stress.
And when they say working class, don't for a second think they mean underpowered. That commitment to real capability means the standard V8 in that Roughneck is putting out a very, very serious 430 horsepower.
And finally, we have the Prospector. With this one, they're taking direct aim at the compact truck market. By doing something most other companies have given up on, they're building it on a real body-on-frame chassis. This means it's not some crossover with a bed glued on. No, this is a genuinely durable, serious tool in a small truck package, and its standard V6 gives it real muscle for towing and hauling.
So, with these 3 vehicles, what's the bigger picture here? Well, it's about more than just selling a few cars. It's about planting a flag for a whole different way of thinking about American manufacturing.
And this right here gets to the absolute core of it. For Hudson, innovation isn't about looking cool or adding more abs to a screen. It's a functional imperative. They only use modern engineering for one reason, to make the driving experience better and more engaging.
If a new piece of tech doesn't serve that one purpose, it sounds like it just doesn't make the cut.
And here it is, their end goal, stated as clearly as possible. Hudson isn't just trying to compete. They are trying to become the standard bearer, the absolute pinnacle of what modern American automotive craftsmanship can and should be. That is one heck of an ambitious goal.
Which really brings us to the final question. In an industry that is absolutely obsessed with electric power, self-driving features, and giant touchscreens, Hudson is making a huge bet on old-school mechanical purity and precision. So, the real question is, can this story, a story that was interrupted and is now being continued, do more than just bring back a brand? Could it actually change what we expect from an American car? I, for one, can't wait to see.